I am AKB Anjan Kumar Bhuiya from Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. Today we will start chapter 9, which is on the splitting fields and separability of a polynomial. In the first module, we will discuss existence of splitting fields and show that a polynomial may have several splitting fields, and we will conclude the module with the examples to find splitting fields of a polynomial. Let us consider the polynomial f(x) is equal to x square minus 2 over q. This polynomial f(x) has no root in q, since there is no rational number whose square is 2. But note that this polynomial has two roots, root 2 and minus root 2 in the extension R of q. Thus, you see that though we are considering f(x) to be a polynomial over q, it has no root in q, but it has two roots in an extension R. To generalize this question, consider a field K and a non-constant polynomial f(x) over K. Now my question is that, does there always exist an extension f of K so that f contains a root of f(x)? My next question is that, how many such extensions are there? And finally, is there any relation between such extensions if there are more than one? In this direction, Kronecker proved the following result, which is now known as fundamental theorem of field extensions. This result states that if K is a field and f(x) is a non-constant polynomial in Kx, then there is an extension f of K such that f(x) has a root alpha in f. For the proof, first note that since K is a field, the polynomial ring Kx is a Euclidean domain, and since every Euclidean domain is a unique factorization domain, it follows that the polynomial ring Kx is a unique factorization domain, and hence this non-constant polynomial f(x) can be expressed as a product of irreducible polynomials f1x, f2x up to fmx over K. Now, every root of f(i)x for I is equal to 1, 2 up to m is also a root of f(x). Hence, if we can find an extension f in which there is a root of some f(i)x, then it follows that in this extension f there is a root of f(x). Thus, it suffices to prove the theorem for irreducible polynomials in Kx, and hence we can assume that the polynomial f(x) is an irreducible one over K. Since K is a field and f(x) is irreducible in Kx, it follows that the quotient ring f is equal to Kx by ideal generated by fx is a field. Now we show that this field f is an extension of k and f contains a root of fx. First, define a mapping phi from k into the field f by phi a is equal to a plus ideal generated by fx. Then phi is a homomorphism, and for every AB in K, phi A equal to phi B implies that A plus ideal generated by fx is equal to B plus ideal generated by fx. This again implies that A minus B belongs to ideal generated by fx. Since fx is a non-constant polynomial and k is a field, it follows that the ideal generated by fx contains only one constant polynomial, namely 0. Thus, the only possibility is that a minus b is equal to 0, that is a is equal to b. Thus, we have phi is a monomorphism and hence f becomes an extension of k. Henceforth, we will identify an element a from k with the corresponding element a plus ideal generated by fx in the field f. Now we show that alpha is equal to x plus ideal generated by fx, which is an element of f, is a root of fx. Suppose that the irreducible polynomial fx is a0 plus a1x plus so on plus an x to the power n. Then a0 plus ideal generated by fx plus a1 plus ideal generated by fx into alpha plus so on plus an plus ideal generated by fx alpha to the power n is equal to a0 plus a1x plus so on plus an x to the power n plus ideal generated by fx, which is equal to fx plus ideal generated by fx. Since fx is an element of the ideal generated by fx, this coset is equal to the 0 element of the field f, and hence alpha becomes a root of fx. Thus, we get an extension f of k which contains a root alpha of fx. To explain this result, let me consider the following example. Consider the polynomial px is equal to x square plus 1 over r. Then x square plus 1 becomes an irreducible polynomial over r, and so f is equal to the quotient ring Rx by ideal generated by x square plus 1 becomes a field, and the unity in this field is 1 plus ideal generated by x square plus 1, and the 0 element is 0 plus ideal generated by x square plus 1. Also, alpha is equal to x plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 belongs to f, and it is such that alpha square plus 1 tilde is equal to x plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 whole square plus 1 plus ideal generated by x square plus 1, which ultimately reduces to the 0 element of the field f. Thus, alpha becomes a root of the polynomial x square plus 1. Also, you can check that similarly minus alpha is equal to minus x plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 is another root of x square plus 1 in F. Now we have the following important corollary, which actually states that every non-constant polynomial f(x) splits into linear factors in some extension f of k. Let k be a field and f(x) becomes a non-constant polynomial over k. Then there is an extension f of k and n elements c1, c2, cn in f such that f(x) becomes c into x minus c1 into x minus c2 and so on into x minus cn. We prove this result by induction on degree f(x). If degree f(x) is equal to 1, then there are c, c1 in k such that f(x) is equal to c into x minus c1. Thus, the result holds for degree f(x) is equal to 1. Let us make our induction hypothesis that the result is true for all polynomials of degree n minus 1. Particularly note that in this induction hypothesis, we have assumed that this is true for all polynomials of degree n minus 1, not only for the polynomials of degree n minus 1 over k. Suppose degree f(x) is equal to n. Then there exists an extension k1 of k that contains a root, say c1 of f(x), and hence by the factor theorem f(x) becomes x minus c1 into f1x for some f1x over k1. And since k1 is a field, degree of f1x will be n minus 1. And so, by the induction hypothesis, k1 has an extension f and c2, c3 up to cn in f such that f1x is equal to c into x minus c2 up to x minus cn, where c is an element of k. Thus, we have an extension f of k and elements c1, c2 up to cn in f such that f(x) becomes a product of c and x minus c1, x minus c2 and x minus cn. Note that here we have used the induction hypothesis on a polynomial f1x, which is certainly of degree n minus 1, but a polynomial over k1 which is distinct from k. That is why I had to assume induction hypothesis for the polynomials of degree n minus 1, but over any field. Now we show that a polynomial f(x) can be expressed as a product of linear factors over several fields. Consider px is equal to x square plus 1 over r, then f equal to rx by x square plus 1 is a field, and alpha equal to x plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 is an element of f, such that x square plus 1 is equal to x minus alpha into x plus alpha. Thus, the polynomial x square plus alpha can be written as a product of linear factors over the field f. Also, This polynomial can be expressed as a product of linear factors over the field of complex numbers C as x square plus 1 is equal to x minus I into x plus I. Here I would like to point out that thus we get 4 roots of a 2-degree polynomial x square plus 1. How is it possible? Recall that in this regard we had the result a polynomial of degree n can have at most n roots in a field, which is the most important is that n roots in a field. Here we are getting 4 roots, 2 in each field F and C, not in a field. That is why there is no problem. Thus, we see that given a non-constant polynomial f(x) over k, there may have several extensions f1, f2 and so on of k, where f(x) splits. But in algebra, always we want to impose a sense of uniqueness in such cases. Here, how to impose uniqueness? Note that neither F is a subfield of C nor C is a subfield of F in the previous example. And also note that in their intersection there is no root of x square plus 1. So, in this case we cannot impose uniqueness by considering their intersection, in other words smallest one. So, how to proceed? So, let us proceed with the minimal one and we will not try for the smallest. Let f(x) be a non-constant polynomial over k. If f is an extension of k and c belongs to k, c1, c2, cn belongs to f are such that f(x) is equal to c into x minus c1 into x minus c2 up to x minus cn, then k c1 c2 up to cn is called a splitting field of f(x) over k. From the previous corollary, it follows that given a non-constant polynomial f(x) over k, we always have a splitting field of f(x) over k. Now, let us find splitting field of a polynomial, say x square plus 1 over r. And in this example, we show that x square plus 1 has more than one splitting fields over r. Recall that f is equal to rx by ideal generated by x square plus 1 is an extension of r which contains alpha equal to x plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 and such that x square plus 1 is equal to x minus alpha into x plus alpha. Hence, it follows that r alpha minus alpha, which is equal to r alpha, is a splitting field of px over r. Also in C, x square plus 1 is equal to x minus I into x plus I. and this shows that Ri minus I, which is the field Ri, which is actually isomorphic to C, is a splitting field of Px. Thus, we get two splitting fields F and C of Px. Now, we give an equivalent characterization of splitting fields. Let K be a field and Fx belongs to Kx be a non-constant polynomial. Then an extension S of K is a splitting field of Fx over K if and only if Fx splits over S but over no proper intermediate field of S by K. Note that the spirit of the theorem is that S is a minimal field such that Fx splits over S. To prove, first assume that S is an extension of K which satisfies the given conditions. Since Fx splits over S, we have C1, C2 up to Cn in S such that Fx is equal to C into x minus C1 into x minus C2 up to x minus Cn, where C is an element of K. This shows that Fx also splits over the intermediate field K C1, C2 up to Cn of S by K. But there is no proper intermediate field of S by K on which Fx splits, and hence it follows that the only possibility is S equal to K C1 C2 up to Cn. Since K C1 C2 Cn is a splitting field of Fx over K, it follows that S is a splitting field of Fx over K. For the converse, let S is equal to K C1 C2 up to Cn be a splitting field of Fx over K. Then Fx splits over S. Now we will show that the extension S over K has no proper intermediate field L on which Fx splits. Suppose L is an intermediate field of S over K such that Fx splits over L. The result will be proved if we can show that L is equal to S. Since degree of Fx is equal to n, S cannot contain more than n roots of Fx. Recall the result. A polynomial of degree n can have at most n roots in a field. Thus, C1, C2 up to Cn must be in L, and it follows that K C1, C2 up to Cn is a subset of L. Hence, L is equal to K C1, C2 up to Cn, showing that K C1, C2, Cn satisfies the given conditions. We will conclude this module with two examples where I will demonstrate how to find a splitting field of a non-constant polynomial. Though a non-constant polynomial may have several splitting fields, but here we will concentrate only to find some splitting field of a non-constant polynomial f(x). In the next module, we will prove that any two splitting fields of a non-constant polynomial f(x) are isomorphic. Hence, we need not to find more than one splitting fields. Rather, we will see that the degree of the extension S over K is more important. In our first example, let us consider the polynomial x square plus x plus 1 over the field of all rational numbers q. Then x square plus x plus 1 can be expressed as x minus minus 1 plus root 3 I by 2 into x minus minus 1 minus I root 3 by 2, and this shows that S is equal to q minus half plus root 3 I by 2 minus half minus root 3 I by 2, which is equal to q root over 3 I, becomes a splitting field of x square plus x plus 1 over q. Now, to find degree of extension S over q. Note that S is a simple extension which is q root 3 I, and root 3 I is algebraic over q, which has the minimal polynomial x square plus 3, and hence the degree of the extension S over q is equal to the degree of the minimal polynomial x square plus 3, which is equal to 2. In our next example, we consider the polynomial x square plus x plus 1 over the finite field Z2. This is a polynomial of degree 2 and has no roots in Z2. So, this becomes an irreducible polynomial over Z2, and it follows that f is equal to Z2x by x square plus x plus 1 is a field, and lambda equal to x plus ideal generated by x square plus x plus 1 is in F, and which is such that lambda square plus lambda plus 1 is equal to 0. That is, lambda is a root of the polynomial x square plus x plus 1. And this shows that x square plus x plus 1 is equal to x square plus x minus lambda square minus lambda. Here we replace the value of 1 from the relation lambda square plus lambda plus 1 is equal to 0, which can be factorized as x minus lambda into x plus lambda plus 1, and hence x square plus x plus 1 has a splitting field over Z2 as S equal to Z2 lambda lambda plus 1, which is equal to Z2 lambda. Again note that S is a simple extension and lambda is algebraic over Z2. Hence, the degree of the extension S over Z2 is same as the degree of the polynomial x square plus x plus 1, that is 2. In these two examples, you see that splitting fields are finite extensions of K. Is it true for an arbitrary polynomial f(x)? Suppose f is a splitting field of a non-constant polynomial fx over a field K, then S is of the form K C1, C2 up to Cn, where C1, C2, Cn all are roots of fx. In other words, C1, C2 up to Cn all are algebraic over K. Since these n elements are algebraic over K, it follows that the field S is equal to K C1, C2 up to Cn is a finite extension of K and hence is an algebraic extension. Thus, we see that if S is a splitting field of a non-constant polynomial fx over K, then the extension S over K is a finite and algebraic extension. As the closing remark, I would like to recall the example for finding splitting fields of x square plus x plus 1 over z2. Recall that we had z2 lambda, a splitting field of this polynomial over z2, where the identity of lambda is not clear to us, but it's not at all a problem because the degree of the extension of S over Z2 is 2, and we will see in the finite field module that in this case order of S is 4 and we have only one field of order 4. That is why this information is sufficient to characterize splitting field of x square plus x plus 1 over Z2.